Ladies and gentlemen, picture this: an enchanting carnival alive with vibrant music, dazzling lights, and mesmerizing performances, a world where reality bends and anything feels possible. Now imagine this wondrous spectacle fading to silence overnight, its crew of performers vanishing into thin air, leaving behind nothing but whispers of dread and unanswered questions. Welcome to the shadowy realm of Crimson Hollow, where the lights of a once thriving carnival dimmed forever, giving rise to the spine-chilling mystery of the vanishing Carnival Crew. Tonight, we invite you to step behind the curtain and uncover a story that will pull you into a web of secrets, deceit, and the eerie unknown. Over the course of this journey, we will trace the footsteps of a traveling carnival crew that disappeared on a foggy night, unraveling mysterious clues, meeting enigmatic characters, and piecing together a puzzle that defies logic. But be warned, for the deeper we go, the darker the truth becomes, and just when you think you have it all figured out, a mind-bending twist awaits that will leave you questioning everything. Stay with us as we unravel the chilling tale of the vanishing Carnival Crew, a story where nothing is as it seems, and the answers lie in the shadows. Now turning to the heart of our tale, we find ourselves in the secluded countryside of Crimson Hollow, a town shrouded in whispers and surrounded by dense, foreboding woods. This was a place where time seemed to stand still, and where the annual visit of the traveling carnival was the most anticipated event of the year. The air would buzz with excitement as the carnival rolled into town, its colorful caravans and glittering lights breaking the monotony of rural life. It was a spectacle like no other. Performers, dazzling audiences with their breathtaking acts, the aroma of sweet and savory treats filling the air, and the infectious sound of lively music drawing everyone closer. For 1 week each year, Crimson Hollow transformed from a quiet, forgotten town into a vibrant hub of wonder and delight. But this year, the carnival's visit brought more than just joy. It brought an air of unease that would forever linger in the town's history. It was on a moonless night, after the final show had reached its triumphant crescendo and the last of the audience had wandered home, that the unimaginable happened. By morning, the carnival grounds were eerily silent. The once vivid landscape of spinning rides and vibrant tents stood lifeless, shrouded in an unnatural stillness. The performers' caravans, so full of life the night before, were abandoned, their doors ajar as if left in haste. Personal belongings, half-packed suitcases, journals, and costumes were scattered as though their owners had vanished mid-thought. And yet, no signs of struggle, no scattered footprints, no trails of departure could be found. The townsfolk, accustomed to the predictability of rural life, woke to a chilling scene. Children who had laughed under the twinkling lights now whispered nervously about voices in the wind. Parents who had watched their children's faces light up with delight now shivered at the emptiness that replaced it. Rumors spread like wildfire, blending fear with speculation. Did the crew leave in the dead of night, swept away by an unknown danger, or was something far darker at play? This disappearance turned Crimson Hollow into a town of unease. The carnival, once a source of wonder, became an enigma wrapped in dread. Over time, the story of that night turned into a legend, a haunting tale passed down to warn of the strange happenings that once gripped the town. But what truly happened to the men and women of the traveling carnival that night? As we peel back the layers of this mystery, we begin to uncover fragments of a puzzle that takes us deeper into the shadows than anyone could have imagined. Now turning to the one person destined to untangle this enigma, we meet Detective Eliza Hawthorne. A woman of unyielding resolve, Eliza is known for her razor-sharp instincts and an unwavering commitment to justice. Her reputation as a missing persons investigator stems from a life shaped by tragedy. Her own sister vanished without a trace when she was just a child. That loss became the driving force behind her determination to bring closure to families left in the dark, a calling that has consumed her ever since. Yet Eliza is not just a detective. She is a woman deeply connected to the magic and mystique of traveling carnivals. Growing up, they were her escape, a world of wonder where performers painted the air with colors of joy and mystery. Her father, a mechanic who worked on carnival rides, often brought Eliza along, allowing her glimpses behind the curtains of this nomadic lifestyle. These memories, though bittersweet, have given her a unique insight into the tight-knit, eclectic world of carnival performers, a perspective that few outsiders could ever hope to grasp. Eliza's methods are as meticulous as they are relentless. She has an uncanny ability to notice what others overlook: an untied shoelace, a smudged fingerprint, a hesitant pause in an alibi. Her no-nonsense attitude has earned her respect and fear in equal measure, but it is her compassion that sets her apart. For Eliza, every missing person is more than a case file. They are a story waiting to be finished, a life waiting to be found. When she is assigned to investigate the Crimson Hollow case, she initially brushes it off as a caravan of performers who chose to vanish on their terms. After all, such communities often have their share of secrets and wanderlust, but as she steps into the haunting stillness of the abandoned carnival grounds, something changes. The scattered belongings, the abruptness of the disappearance, and the eerie silence all hint at something far more sinister. It becomes clear to Eliza that this is no ordinary case of a runaway troupe. This is a labyrinth of lies and danger, one that will test her every skill and force her to delve into the shadowy corners of both the carnival's history and her own past. With each step, Eliza feels the weight of the mystery pressing down on her, yet she also feels an undeniable pull, a sense that she was meant to be here, that the life she has lived, with all its pain and purpose, has led her to this very moment. As the first threads of the case begin to unravel, Eliza makes a quiet vow to herself. She will uncover the truth, no matter how tangled or dark it may be. And so the stage is set for her journey into the unknown, a journey that will blur the lines between illusion and reality, justice and obsession, light and shadow. Moving forward, we delve into the lives of the vanished Carnival Crew themselves, uncovering the secrets that may hold the key to their fate. Moving forward, Eliza begins her investigation by piecing together the lives of the vanished crew, individuals whose charisma and talents once breathed life into the carnival. First is Beauregard, famously known as the Iron Strongman. Towering and intimidating, Beauregard was the carnival's centerpiece, capable of bending iron rods with ease and lifting weights that seemed beyond human capacity. Yet beneath his imposing exterior lay a man of quiet contradictions, a gentle soul fiercely protective of his comrades, but with a temper that could flare under the right provocation. Whispers among the townsfolk suggest he had been seen arguing intensely with an unknown figure the night of the disappearance. Was it a simple dispute or something darker? Next is Marigold, the Fortune Teller, whose shimmering scarves and hypnotic gaze made her a favorite attraction. Known for her eerily accurate predictions and cryptic warnings. Marigold was a woman of mystery to all, even those she worked alongside. Some say she had a past she refused to speak of, a history tangled in whispers of betrayal and loss. Her presence was both magnetic and unsettling, and her parting words to a visitor just hours before the crew vanished still linger. The carnival holds more secrets than it shows. Some fates are best left unseen. Then there was Vincent the Snake Charmer, whose performances with his venomous companions drew both awe and unease. Vincent was a man with a shadowy reputation, rumored to have connections to unsavory circles outside the carnival. His charm with snakes was matched only by his skill at manipulating those around him. Some believed he had been skimming profits from the carnival's earnings, while others claimed he had made enemies who might have sought revenge. Vincent's sly demeanor and questionable dealings make him both a key suspect and a potential victim of greater forces at play. Finally, we meet Celeste Seville, the dancer who mesmerized audiences with her ethereal grace and mysterious beauty. Celeste was the carnival star, a performer who glittered under the spotlight but remained an enigma in the shadows. Known for her secrecy and aloofness, she was adored by audiences, but seemed to keep her fellow performers at arm's length. Some speculated she had been planning to leave the carnival, perhaps for a secret lover or for a brighter stage, while others believed she held knowledge of something, or someone, that could have put her in danger. As Eliza digs deeper into their lives and relationships, she finds a tapestry of loyalty, rivalry, and long-buried secrets. While their combined allure made the carnival a success, beneath the glamour lurked tensions and unresolved conflicts. The more Eliza uncovers, the more she realizes that the key to understanding their disappearance lies not just in their performances, but in the lives lived behind the curtains. These were people as complex and colorful as the acts they presented, and in their stories, Eliza begins to sense the outlines of a deeper, more sinister truth. With her focus sharpening, Eliza turns next to the town of Crimson Hollow itself, a place steeped in its own suspicion and superstition, where rumors swirl and everyone seems to have something to hide. As the next phase of the journey unfolds, Eliza turns her attention to the heart of Crimson Hollow, a town shrouded in whispers and wary glances. The cobblestone streets and weathered storefronts carry an air of quiet unease, as if the town itself is holding its breath. Known for its insular nature, Crimson Hollow has always been suspicious of outsiders, and the traveling carnival was no exception. Many townsfolk saw the performers not as artists bringing joy, but as harbingers of misfortune. Stories swirled of unnatural occurrences, livestock falling ill, and crops withering after the carnival set up on the outskirts of town. To some, the crew were mere entertainers. To others, they were something far more sinister. Rumors, thick as the fog that often rolled in from the nearby woods, began to surface in the days following the crew's mysterious disappearance. Whispers of rival carnivals seeking vengeance for stolen audiences were among the more mundane speculations. Then there were those who claimed to have seen figures cloaked in darkness prowling the carnival site on that final night, hinting at foul play by unknown hands. But perhaps the most chilling theories involved forces beyond the natural world. The townspeople spoke in hushed tones of curses, malevolent spirits, and deals made with powers best left untouched. Some even believed Marigold's cryptic warnings were not mere theatrics, but genuine prophecies of doom. Eliza begins to sift through this web of suspicions, finding that some residents of Crimson Hollow are more vocal, and perhaps more involved than others. Harold, the burly blacksmith with arms like iron, is quick to express his disdain for the Carnival Crew, claiming they owed him money for repairs to their equipment. He does not shy away from accusing them of staging their disappearance to escape their debts. Yet his hostility seems to run deeper than unpaid dues, leaving Eliza to wonder if his grudge is rooted in something more personal. On the other hand, Evelyn, the town's reclusive librarian, stands apart from the crowd. Known for her quiet adoration of the performers, she frequently visited the carnival grounds, often staying long after the lights dimmed. Her fondness for the crew seems genuine, yet her guarded demeanor suggests she may be withholding critical information. As Eliza pieces together accounts and confronts the contrasting personalities of those in Crimson Hollow, she begins to notice a pattern. Each story she hears reveals more about the tellers than the vanished crew. The blacksmith's bitterness, the librarian's reluctance, and the townsfolk's collective paranoia paint a picture of a community fractured by both fear and fascination. Yet the truth remains elusive. Were the carnival performers victims of the town's distrust, scapegoats for its misfortunes, or simply in the wrong place at the wrong time? Or could the townsfolk themselves hold the answers, tangled in their own web of secrets and lies? With each thread Eliza pulls, the mystery deepens, and she realizes the path to the truth may be as twisted as the town's whispered tales. Moving forward, her search for answers takes her back to the carnival grounds, where she hopes to uncover the clues left behind in the silence of the abandoned site. Moving forward, Eliza steps cautiously onto the desolate carnival grounds, a place now devoid of its former vibrancy. The once cheerful laughter and dazzling lights have given way to an unsettling stillness. Her sharp eyes scan the eerily untouched remnants, and it does not take long before subtle clues begin to emerge from the silence. Near the main performance tent, she spots something out of place, a lone clown's shoe smeared with what appears to be blood. The sight sends a chill through her, not merely for what it might signify, but for the way it lies deliberately in the open, almost as if left there to be found. Just steps away, fluttering in the faint wind, she notices a torn tarot card pinned beneath a fragment of broken wood. The tower symbol stares back at her, a foreboding image of sudden upheaval and destruction, its significance not lost on her seasoned instincts. Eliza's investigation takes her deeper into the maze of abandoned caravans, each one whispering its own tale of abrupt departure. In Beauregard's quarters, she finds something peculiar etched into the side of one of the weights he used in his strongman act, an odd series of markings resembling coordinates. The precision of the engravings leaves her wondering if they were intended to guide someone or to point to a hidden truth. Her pulse quickens as she opens one locked trunk after another, uncovering fragments of their lives, but no clear answers. In Marigold's caravan, a stack of partially burned papers catches her attention, their edges singed as if someone had tried to destroy them in haste. She carefully retrieves what she can, piecing together cryptic sentences that reference a final act and those who betrayed the pact. The vagueness of the words only deepens the mystery. As she presses on, the feeling of being watched begins to creep over her, a prickle at the back of her neck that refuses to subside. At first, she dismisses it as paranoia, the natural tension of working in such a grim setting. But then subtle signs, a faint scuffle in the distance, the quiet creak of a far-off ride, make her pause. Someone else has been here. Someone else may still be here. Fighting the instinct to retreat, Eliza steadies herself and focuses on her task, determined not to let fear cloud her judgment. Each clue she uncovers, visible and hidden, suggests that the crew's disappearance was not a random event or a supernatural phenomenon, but a meticulously executed scheme. Yet the question of who could orchestrate something so elaborate and why remains maddeningly unanswered. What she does know is that every step she takes brings her closer, not just to the truth, but to whoever might be lurking in the shadows, waiting. With the evidence in hand and tension mounting, Eliza prepares to confront the next layer of this tangled mystery, determined to shed light on the darkness that has consumed the carnival's soul. As the next challenge unfolds, Eliza's investigation begins weaving through an intricate web of secrets and deceit, each thread leading to more questions than answers. Her encounters with the townsfolk of Crimson Hollow are anything but straightforward. Harold, the gruff blacksmith with calloused hands and a piercing glare, is quick to voice his grievances about the carnival. He claims they owed him a significant sum for repairs to their equipment, his tone brimming with bitterness. Yet Eliza notes the way his fists tighten at the mere mention of the crew, a reaction that seems to hint at something deeper than just monetary disputes. Then there is Isabel Knight, the enigmatic local artist known for her hauntingly surreal paintings. Isabel's connection to the carnival runs more personal. She was frequently seen near the performers, specifically Vincent the Snake Charmer. Rumors swirl about her infatuation, and when pressed, Isabel's responses flow like water, yet reveal nothing solid. Eliza senses in her a desperate yearning, one that seems to mask a quiet pain. Margaret Dawes, the town's seemingly warm and accommodating innkeeper, presents another puzzle altogether. Her cheerful demeanor becomes noticeably strained when Eliza questions her about the night of the disappearance. Margaret dodges specifics with a practiced grace, her evasiveness tinged with an unspoken sadness. Her behavior plants a seed of doubt, but Eliza cannot yet pin her to the greater mystery. Complicating matters further is the onslaught of red herrings that seem almost deliberately placed to throw her off the trail. In one moment, she uncovers a series of scattered playing cards near the carousel, which initially seem like a vital clue but ultimately lead nowhere. In another, an overheard conversation in the marketplace implies foul play from a rival carnival, only to later unravel as local gossip spiraling out of control. Adding to the chaos are the staged accidents Eliza begins to notice during her search. A precariously tilted ladder in one of the abandoned tents nearly collapses on her, and a flickering lantern left hanging by a thread seems strategically placed to unsettle her nerves. These incidents are subtle but calculated, forcing her to question whether someone is intentionally obstructing her progress. Despite the noise, Eliza's instincts sharpen with each encounter. She grows increasingly convinced that what she is chasing is not a simple act of vanishing, but a meticulously engineered plan. Each suspect, with their layered motives and veiled alibis, holds a piece of the puzzle. Yet none of the pieces fit together, at least not yet. As Eliza pushes forward, the stakes rise, propelling her closer to uncovering the mastermind behind the carnival's enigmatic disappearance. Moving forward, Eliza's relentless pursuit of the truth brings her to the carnival's buried past, a history cloaked in shadows and whispered legends. The traveling show, a kaleidoscope of dazzling performances and fleeting wonders, was not always a beacon of joy. Beneath its vibrant exterior lay a tale etched with hardship. Decades ago, the Carnival, under the stewardship of its enigmatic owner, Elias Morau, struggled to keep afloat. Financial turmoil plagued its every move, with debts mounting and creditors circling like vultures. Elias, a man whose charisma could light up a room, was said to have a knack for turning despair into fleeting hope. Yet even his charm couldn't shield the Carnival from the rivalries that simmered just beyond its bright lights. Other traveling shows coveted its success, some going so far as to sabotage their equipment and spread malicious rumors. The most chilling chapter, however, unfolded during a fateful performance one stormy night. A daring aerial act, meant to be the evening's grand spectacle, ended in unspeakable tragedy. The performer, a young woman named Aurora Gale, fell to her demise when the rigging gave way. Whispers followed that the accident was no accident at all, but an act of vengeance by a rival carnival desperate to tarnish Morau's reputation. Aurora's death left a scar on the crew, and for Elias, it was said to mark the beginning of a downward spiral. Not long after, Elias himself vanished, dissolving into the ether one moonless night. No farewell, no explanation, just an empty tent and a growing list of unpaid dues. His disappearance left the Carnival leaderless and vulnerable. Some say his spirit lingered, cursing those who carried on his legacy, while others believed his past had finally caught up with him, dragging him into a silent reckoning. Over the years, the crew soldiered on, piecing the Carnival back together and carrying the stain of its eerie history. Yet, behind the laughter of delighted crowds and the hypnotic music of the carousel, a quiet fear always lingered. Performers spoke of strange occurrences, unexplainable accidents, flickering lights when no one was near, and an omnipresent sensation of being watched. Superstitions grew, and the Carnival became a magnet for both wonder and unease, its legacy tethered to Aurora's fall and Morau's vanishing act. Eliza pieces these fragmented tales together, sensing that the Carnival's current mystery is inseparably tied to the ghosts of its past. The more she learns, the more she recognizes that this is no ordinary case of disappearance. What lies at the heart of the Carnival's story is a chilling question that no one dares to voice. Did the curse of Elias Morau's Carnival awaken once more, or is someone exploiting its ghostly legend to manipulate the present? With this unsettling realization, Eliza steels herself to probe further, the weight of the Carnival's history looming large as she draws closer to unmasking the truth. As the next phase of the journey unfolds, Eliza finds herself standing before the Funhouse at the Carnival's edge, its dilapidated facade barely holding onto the vibrant paint that once delighted crowds. The air is thick with an unnatural stillness, and an eerie creak echoes as she pushes the wooden door open. Inside, the Funhouse lives up to its name, though not in the way it was intended. Warped mirrors distort her reflection, twisting it into grotesque shapes that seem to mock her every movement. The faint scent of mildew mingles with the metallic tang of something far less identifiable, sending a shiver down her spine. Each step she takes causes the floorboards to groan, the sound reverberating like whispers through the hollow structure. Her flashlight's beam dances across fractured glass, peeling posters, and faded remnants of what must have once been a place of joy and illusion. Yet tonight, it feels more like a mausoleum of forgotten secrets. As Eliza ventures deeper, she notices subtle anomalies, a mirror slightly ajar, as though it had been moved recently, and scuffed floorboards that seem out of place in the dust-laden room. Her pulse quickens when she catches sight of a faint groove outlining a square on the floor, just beneath one of the warped mirrors. She kneels, her fingers tracing the edges until she finds a small indentation. With a determined exhale, she presses down, and the faint sound of a latch releasing fills the silence. The mirror swings forward, revealing a hidden trapdoor set into the floor. Her heart pounds as she pries it open, the rusty hinges resisting before giving way with a jarring screech. Below lies a narrow staircase, descending into darkness so absolute that even her flashlight struggles to penetrate it. Steeling herself, Eliza begins her descent. The air grows heavier, cooler, and laden with an unsettling stillness as she moves deeper into the unknown. At the bottom of the staircase, she steps into a concealed room. The walls are lined with rotting wood and cobwebs that cling like spectral veils. Her beam catches a table in the center, its surface strewn with objects cloaked in an unsettling familiarity. There are photographs, black and white relics of the past, showing the Carnival Crew smiling stiffly beside Elias Morau. Her flashlight lingers over their faces, their expressions a blend of camaraderie and unease, as though they knew even then that their joy was fleeting. Scattered among the photographs are documents, ledgers detailing financial woes, contracts with ominous clauses, and letters with cryptic warnings about trust and betrayal. But what freezes her breath is a small, empty vial resting on the table's edge, its glass smudged with fingerprints. The label is faded, yet she can just make out the remnants of what appears to be a chemical compound commonly used as a sedative. Nearby, an overturned chair and scuff marks on the floor suggest a struggle occurred here, one that ended abruptly. Eliza's eyes narrow as she pieces together the scene, her mind racing through the implications. This hidden room, shrouded in darkness and buried beneath the funhouse, is not just a relic of the past, it is the epicenter of the tragedy that has haunted the carnival through generations. As she stands amidst these remnants of lost lives and shattered truths, a chilling realization settles over her. This room holds the key to the mystery, a link between Morau's disappearance, the curse whispered among the crew, and the unspeakable events that ensnared the carnival in its shadowy legacy. With this revelation, Eliza knows she is closer than ever to uncovering the truth, even as the weight of what she might find threatens to crush her resolve. With the next phase of the journey in sight, Eliza's investigation takes a startling turn as the puzzle begins falling into place. Her relentless determination leads her to Margaret Dawes, the innkeeper whose quiet demeanor had masked an ocean of pain. Confronting Margaret in the dimly lit sitting room of the inn, Eliza lays out the evidence with unwavering precision: the photographs, the ledgers, and the empty vial, each piece pointing unmistakably to Margaret's involvement. At first, Margaret denies everything, her voice trembling, but as the weight of Eliza's discoveries presses down, the facade cracks. Tears well in Margaret's eyes as she finally speaks, her words heavy with years of bottled grief. She reveals the story of her daughter, Lillian, who had once been full of dreams and who had run away with Elias Morau, the enigmatic owner of the carnival. But those dreams ended in tragedy. Lillian's life was cut short under circumstances cloaked in mystery, leaving Margaret to blame Elias and the carnival for her loss. Consumed by sorrow and rage, she believed the carnival's legacy was cursed, a poison that had tainted her family and beyond. Margaret's confession unfolds like a nightmare given voice. Fueled by her tragic loss, She spent years plotting her revenge, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. When the carnival arrived in Crimson Hollow, she saw her chance. Margaret had ingratiated herself with the crew over time, becoming a trusted figure in their lives. Under the guise of hospitality, she devised a plan. On the night of the disappearance, she lured the crew to the Funhouse with promises of a private meeting to discuss urgent matters. Once inside, she used the sedative to render them unconscious, neutralizing any resistance. With meticulous precision, she arranged their removal to an undisclosed location, ensuring there would be no trail to follow. Margaret's voice wavers as she recounts the events, her once gentle tone now edged with regret and despair. She believed she was delivering justice for Lillian, cutting the carnival's cursed strings before it could claim more lives. Yet, as she faces Eliza, the weight of her actions seems to crush her, and the lines between villain and victim blur. The room grows tense with silence, the air thick with the gravity of Margaret's confession. Eliza, though steeled by her role as a detective, cannot ignore the ache of humanity in Margaret's broken words. Still, justice must prevail. Eliza informs Margaret that the Carnival Crew's whereabouts must be disclosed before it's too late. Margaret, her shoulders heavy with the burden of all she's done, finally relents, promising to lead Eliza to the location where they are held. This moment, though monumental, leaves Eliza battling a storm of emotions. Margaret's pain is real, her loss unimaginable, but the lives she endangered cannot be overlooked. As the story unfolds, the boundaries of morality, vengeance, and consequence twist into a haunting tangle, leaving Eliza and the audience questioning the true cost of seeking justice in a world shadowed by loss. With the next phase of the journey in sight, Eliza and Margaret set out as dawn begins to break over Crimson Hollow. Guided by Margaret's reluctant directions, they arrive at an abandoned barn on the outskirts of the town. Its weathered wood and rusting hinges a stark backdrop for the gravity of what lies within. Eliza steps inside cautiously, her flashlight cutting through the dimness to reveal the missing Carnival Crew, huddled together, weary and disoriented, but alive. Relief washes over her as she quickly contacts the authorities, ensuring their safety and immediate medical attention. As the crew members are escorted out one by one, their eyes tell a story of fear, confusion, and quiet resilience. Some are too overwhelmed to speak, while others express heartfelt gratitude to Eliza, their voices trembling with emotion. Though physically unharmed, the experience has clearly left its mark, a reminder of how quickly joy and vibrancy can dissolve into shadows. Back in Crimson Hollow, the truth of Margaret's actions sends ripples through the community. The townsfolk, who had been quick to cast suspicions on the carnival as a symbol of mischief and misfortune, must now confront the reality of their own biases and fears. For years they had seen the carnival as an intrusion, an unwelcome spectacle in their quiet lives. Now, faced with the revelation of Margaret's motives, they are forced to reckon with the more unsettling truth. Evil does not always come from the outside. It can grow quietly within, fueled by pain and left unchecked by understanding. Conversations stir in the town square, whispers of regret blend with shock, and the once judgmental glances towards the carnival's vibrant performers are replaced with a flicker of guilt. As the dust begins to settle, Eliza finds herself grappling with her own reflections. This case, tied so closely to her childhood memories of carnivals, has unearthed wounds she thought had long healed. The sights, sounds, and people that once brought her joy had been overshadowed by the grim realities of the investigation. Yet, as she watches the performers slowly reclaim their freedom and spirit, she feels a quiet sense of fulfillment. Justice has been served and lives have been saved, but Eliza knows the scars will remain not just for the crew, but for Margaret, the town, and herself. Her journey to uncover the truth has been one of resolve, but it has also been a reminder of how complex human motives can be, how loss and love can intertwine to drive actions that defy simple categorization. As the days pass, the carnival begins to pack up what remains of its disheveled grounds, preparing to leave Crimson Hollow behind. Eliza stands at a distance, watching the once vibrant banners sway gently in the breeze, their colors dulled but not erased. She feels a bittersweet pang as she recalls the joy those banners had once symbolized for a young girl fascinated by the magic of the circus. The crew, though shaken, exchanges quiet smiles and words of encouragement, determined to rebuild what was nearly taken from them. Crimson Hollow, too, is left to wrestle with its own ghosts, its streets holding echoes of a story that will not soon be forgotten. As Eliza drives away, the weight of the case lingers in her thoughts. She reflects not just on the tragedy and deception that unfolded, but also on the resilience of those who survived it. The carnival's vibrant allure, though dimmed, remains a testament to the enduring human spirit, a reminder that even in the darkest corners, hope can persist. The line between light and shadow, joy and sorrow, is thinner than it seems, and Eliza knows that her role as a seeker of truth will forever place her at that fragile boundary. Yet it is a boundary she is willing to navigate, for every truth uncovered becomes a beacon amidst the unknown. The road ahead is long, but as Eliza drives forward, the echoes of the carnival's laughter and music, faint but enduring, remind her that even the most vibrant places carry their secrets. And with that thought, she resolves to continue her work, knowing that the darkness she confronts is only part of a much larger, more intricate story. As the sun sets on this tale of intrigue and shadows, we look back on the journey of the vanishing Carnival Crew, a mystery woven with threads of deception, revenge, and justice. From the eerie quiet of Crimson Hollow to the heart-wrenching motives that led to the disappearance, this story has illuminated the complexities of human nature, the ways in which pain, loss, and secrets can shape lives and lead to unimaginable actions. Detective Eliza Hawthorne's relentless pursuit of the truth brought light to the darkness, rescuing not only the lost performers, but also exposing the hidden fears and biases within the town itself. Through her determination, we saw that justice is not always clear-cut, and the line between victim and villain can sometimes blur. Thank you for joining us on this haunting journey. What are your thoughts on the twists and turns of this case? Do you believe Crimson Hollow will ever truly move past the shadows of its past? Share your theories and reflections in the comments below. And remember, stories like these are a reminder that even the brightest places can hold the deepest secrets. Do not forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another shadowy tale. Crimson Hollow's carnival grounds may be silent again, but its secrets linger, waiting for the next curious soul to uncover them. Until next time, sleep well, and may your dreams be free of the darkness that lies beyond the curtain.